Welcome to the day 21 performance reflection. So, congratulations, you are about to finish the Holistic Harpist 21 Days Challenge. I'm honored to be here with you today and celebrate your accomplishment together. The last day challenge is performance reflection. As you did on 7th and 14th day, I want you to perform a piece of music of your choice, record or film it, and deep listen to it. If you have your family member or your friends available around, give them a mini concert. The steps are same to the previous weeks. The first step. 1. Pick the piece of music you really want to play and you are ready to perform comfortably. The second step is set the intention on how you want to play, what you want to share with audience, and what you want to experience during performance. The third step is go through warm-up routine for whole body awareness, intentional breathing, muscle relaxation, clarifying your intention, aligning your thought and emotion to the intention. Then perform the piece with deep listening to yourself in the state of self-remembering, with broad and omnidirected awareness on yourself, your own music, and on your playing. Step 5 is be a listener while being a performer. Enjoy your music as a listener. Then keep the real-time feedback channel between performer you and listener you to self-evaluate on what you're doing in a moment. Step 6, trust yourself. Be who you are. Trust your choice and decision in each moment. In the moment of performance, it's not time for you to look for approval from outside. If you doubt yourself, more likely you get the outcome that is exactly what you didn't want. So trust yourself and be who you are. And step 7, stay with the energy you intend to share with audience, inside of yourself and inside of your performance, no matter what happens in your musical outcome. So making a mistake or the note didn't come out right, but stay positive. If you want to share the negative energy, yeah, you can be negative, but who wants to share negative energy with the audience, right? So no matter what happens externally in a musical outcome, internally and your performance energy needs to be the energy you want to share with audience. We are sharing energy with audience and music is just the medium. So energetic field you are creating in the space is more important than musical outcome. And then this step number 8, record or film your performance, right? And after performing, review your performance as a friendly and supportive listener. So you have been your own biggest fan and supporting your career all these years, side by side to you. So enjoy performing and good luck. So music is a kind of architecture on the fourth dimension of time. There, notes are building materials for the architecture, like a concrete block or piece of wood or something like that. So, as music builder, that's what we are, musician, we pay close attention to the notes, which is building blocks or materials. Then I have a question. So what is the most important element of a building? Wall or roof or foundation? Actually, none of these are as important as the space inside. Because without space available to live, the building is totally useless. So space or rest is as important as note in the music, if not more. But for the space between notes, we often pay very little attention. Harpists are specifically careless about musical rest, since there is no mechanism of the instrument to stop vibration of strings easily, like a pedal with the piano or leaving the key and it automatically stop. We don't have anything like that easy mechanism to stop the strings. It's impossible to control the length of the vibration in every note we play. Such a mechanical limitation entitles us to forgive ourselves to let strings ring at random length of the time after plucking them. Stopping vibration of strings need to be done as intentionally as plucking strings on harp. This is very unique characteristics of harp as open string instrument. The strings instrument with fingerboard like a guitar or violin doesn't have this problem because when they change the finger position, a sound stops automatically. So I consider the rest in harp music is as silent note. I need to play by placing finger to stop the vibration. Considering a rest as a silent note, of course, I have to play it in the right timing, in the right touch as I play notes carefully. So I would like to talk about spiritual control. It kind of sounds hoo-hoo, but this is a control when you can't have physical control on notes of rest. When you can't stop the note physically, do it with your attention. So you can cut your attention on the third note, it's still ringing physically, and shift completely to the note you are going to play next, or you started playing. So if you do that, somehow you can guide a listener's attention to the new note. It's like your attention take listener's attention with you to the new notes. So it sounds different if you do it. I don't know how or why it's different, but you can experience the difference. So that's why I call it spiritual, because I cannot really explain why. But anyway, it works. When you let the strings ring, intending playing long notes, and this is a totally opposite case. So after you pluck strings keep vibrating, but actually sound's going to die. But sometimes we want to have a sustaining, consistent note, right, in the music. But physically, harp cannot do it. But if you keep your attention active on them to the value of the note you want to ring, and then somehow it happens, psychologically or spiritually. In both cases, strings are just ringing, right? But as a physical acoustic phenomenon, there is no difference. But spiritual outcome can be very different if you control the length of your attention on notes. So whether you are making a sound or not, you're playing the notes or the rest, keep your keen attention on music, because you need to play the rest of notes and physically and metaphysically or spiritually. And also this rest idea can apply to the daily life. In a sense, the time between harp playing, let's say I'm going to practice today, and then until tomorrow evening, I don't play. So there is a time between harp playing. That is our daily life, right? That daily life is in a way, big musical rest because in between the notes. Maybe it may be 20 hours, who knows how long, maybe 2 weeks. But how I spend my day or days between harp playing determines how I play the harp the next time. How I play the harp determines how I live my daily life also in between. So these are actually enriching each other or affecting each other. If you can see your daily life as a big musical rest, it makes sense to live daily life as intentionally as we play harp. Then, after all, playing music is a part of a whole life. And music mastery is a small trip inside of the grand journey of self-mastery. So enjoy musical rest, which is your daily life, as intentionally as the time of your playing harp. When I sit at a harp and then holding it, I try to feel the instrument is a very hard object, right? It doesn't change the shape, but I can change my shape. Like I'm a fluid, energetic body, right? I have some bones inside, but actually bone can be very, very flexible and then, you know, can change the position according to the shape of the instrument or the necessity, right? So instead of like, okay, so I'm really rigid and then try to get a right form. Instead of doing that, actually, I'm a little more relaxed and I try to get the right form, but I visualize I'm more like a slimy, like I'm slime leaning on the harp. Not that extreme, but actually I'm more fluid, flexible, kind of rubber thing around the harp. And then kind of like snake going around the complicated shaped object, but it kind of very tightly fit, right? So something like that. If you don't like snake, you have to come up with some other way to describe it. But so and then I feel more comfortable. It's more feel more intimate. I don't know if this kind of visualization helps for you, but that's how I try to visualize when I'm sitting at the harp.